Introduction to Statistical Learning, Chapter 7. We're in the conceptual questions, question number 3. So here's the question. So suppose we fit a curve with the basis functions where, basis function 1 of x is x, basis function 2 of x is x minus 1 squared whenever, that the indicator function here, whenever x is greater than or equal to 1. Okay. And then we fit this linear regression to those basis functions, and we obtain that for the estimated intercept we get 1, for the slope of basis function 1 we get 1, and beta 2, the slope for basis function 2, we get negative 2. Okay. And so now we're asked basically to sketch a curve. So we'll just do this in R code here. So I'm creating a bunch of x values from negative 2 to 2, and increasing by a tenth. Then we have that basis function 1 is just x, and basis function 2 is x minus 1 squared whenever, if else, whenever x is greater than or equal to 1 and it's 0 otherwise. And then I have the beta coefficients here, okay, as well as a term for epsilon, so just a random error term here. I've just randomly made it a random normal variable with mean 1 and mean 0 and standard deviation 1. And then I've just divided it by 4 to, well, because the plot looks nicer that way. Okay, and then I have my y, which is just copying this, so it's beta naught plus beta 1 times basis function 1, beta 2 times basis function 2. And then I have another y where I'm adding the epsilon here. Okay, so we can see the noise and no noise. So then we'll just plot both of these over top of one another, and that's what we get, right? And so so it kind of makes sense. So when x is less than 1, right, then our equation here is just beta naught plus beta 1 times basis function 1, and basis function 1 is just x. So we get this nice slope of 1 until x equals 1, because now when x equals 1, we have beta 2, which is equal to negative 2, times x minus 1 squared, so minus some small number, at least within the domain of x here. But now we start to see everything start to go back down, okay? Because again, when we hit x equals 1, we trip, activation of the beta 2 and basis function 2 values that start to detract from the positive values. Okay, so we'll call that good.